Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the digital asset investor. Had something funny happen to me last night that I've never had happen. I took my family to eat at a pizza restaurant, and we ordered a pepperoni and mushroom pizza. And the waiter, after a while, we were eating with some other people. Their pizzas came out, everything was fine for them. And after a while, I was like, I ordered a pepperoni and mushroom pizza. Where's that? And the waiter tells me that if he told me what happened, I wouldn't believe it. And so I found out that he told me what had happened was that our pizza came out of the oven, and when it came out of the oven, the manager happened to be in the back and said that pizza's no good, y'all eat it. And the entire wait staff back in the kitchen ate my pizza. And so the guy, I don't know how in the world this all happened like this, but the guy ends up, he gave me some free wings to eat while we were waiting on our pizza to come out. Then the pizza finally comes out, and so by the time I got my pizza, it was time to go, and so I had a to-go pizza. But I laughed it off because I had had 2 or 3 beers, and so I thought it was all funny. I guess if I had not had 2 or 3 beers, I may not have thought it was as funny. But anyway, I was like, wow. So I have pizza here at my house now, and I did try a couple of pizzas when I got home. It's one of those things, I tell you what. Okay, I wanted to give a shout out to Mike Jansen. He's this guy, for those of you that don't know, this guy started listening to my channel when I had 100 subscribers. This guy was one of the first people who ever came to me and said he thought I would do well, and he asked me if he could design an intro. He designed my intro and my outro for me, and so now every time I go into the next few million views, so I was at 15 million. Over 15 million views on my total views on my channel, and every time we go to the next number, which is now 16 million, he updates that outro so that it reflects the new number. So this morning he sent me an outro for 16 million, and he went ahead and sent me one for 17 million. So I wanted to give him a shout out. Now, those of you that don't know, he is the announcer for the Indianapolis Colts NFL football team. And he also has a production company, which you can go to at mgjansen.com. He does video production work. So if you need production work, go give him a look. Okay, the first, Chinu Patel, as usual, has sent me a bunch of different things. At Chinu Patel 29, the first thing he sent me, this is Anthony Pompliano's weekly crypto tweet. What he needs to say on here, instead of saying this week in crypto, he needs to say this week in Bitcoin, because he will not put anything in this list that applies to XRP ever. We've even brought things to his attention. He acts like didn't see the information, and then he still doesn't add anything about XRP in here. Hong Kong unrest continues. Argentine peso collapsed. 2-year, 10-year treasury spread inverted. Bakkt approved for September launch. CoinMine raises $2.5 million. Seed CX test swaps settled in BTC. Bitcoin is still not dead. So I agree with all the things he's saying here. Bitcoin is still not dead, and I don't think it's happening anytime soon. Okay, now this is something that you all need to see. Brad Combs at Backup Bradley, give him a follow. He had tweeted this out. Just watch this, and you know crypto is coming in a big way. What this is a video from CNBC Fast Money, and it's an entire clip about the inverted yield curve, and basically they're showing all of the times in history where the yield curve has inverted, and they said that in history, every time that has happened, within, I think it's anywhere from 5 to 22 months, we've had a recession. And it happened, you can see here, it happened in February 2006, and you know what happened with the financial crisis. And that was the last time that the yield curve inverted, folks. And remember, last time we had a housing crisis. This time, when it happens this time, this is the big one. And Peter Schiff's been saying it for years. This is the big one. This is the debt crisis. When we had the housing crisis, all they did is ran our country to supposedly fix it. All they did is ran our country up. I believe during this period, from Obama and Bush, from Bush, Obama till today, I think that the debt has doubled. I believe maybe more than doubled, and so now we're in this time when we go into recession, we're in a situation where they can't. How much lower can you lower interest rates? And when you ultimately start having inflation go out of control, you've got to raise them, and now you got so much debt on you that you can't hardly even pay it. And if that's the dirty little secret of the United States economy, is that they can't pay off the debt. Now all they can do is manage the debt and hopefully keep interest rates as low as possible so that they can manage it. But it should scare everyone, because you need to ask yourself, when this hits, and when all of the investments that are tied to governments are going to tank, but more importantly, all of the investments that are tied to the government, whether you're in bonds or stocks or whatever, CDs, all of those things can be all of those different types of this. And this is what you really need to be thinking about when it all hits the fan. And they start doing things like declaring bank holidays and closing banks, and then doing bail-ins and all of those types of things, which they've already written into all these banks. I've shown you a PDF from the Bank of England where it's written into their policy to do bail-ins, where they close your bank account and just shave off 10% of what you have. When all of this hits the fan, where would be the safest place for your money to be parked so that they couldn't do that and couldn't steal your savings? Where's the safest place? There's only two, and that is precious metals, physical precious metals, and digital assets that are stored off of an exchange. And that is why that's been the theme of this channel for a long time. That's why I think that this is the perfect storm, and that we're all sitting in the perfect spot when all of this destruction begins. And make no mistake, what you're looking at now, these are the kind of flashpoints that when the history books are written could be the thing that accelerates us down this road. This is from CNN, I guess. WorldCom and Enron ended about 4 months after the frauds were publicized. We'll see how long GE has, says Harry Markopoulos. This is the guy that outed Bernie Madoff, I think. We'll see how solvent they are year in and see if they make it into 2020. Now, this is pretty fascinating because if I may be wrong here, but doesn't GE own CNBC? I think they do. I will look into that because that keeps coming back to me. I'm almost positive that General Electric owns CNBC. Almost positive. So it'll be interesting to watch how CNBC handles this story as we go forward too. But I'm going to confirm that. All right. Okay, I just thought this was interesting. I'm not going to go into this. It kind of speaks for itself. At this rate, it will take 100 years for U.S. student loan borrowers to pay off their debt. I mean, wow. That kind of speaks for itself. And then I wanted to show you this. This is Sergeant Obi-Wan has got a coil blog going, and he wrote a new article, what it will take for XRP to decouple from Bitcoin. But he's been posting a lot of different blog posts on coil now. So go give this a read and give him a follow. I don't even know on coil, do you follow just like you do on Twitter? Is that how that works? At Sergeant Obi-Wan. I haven't spent a lot of time on the blogs yet. Let's see what we got. What we have next. Okay, this is interesting. At Bob in Deep XRP sent me this. Now, I want to tell you before I show you this is most likely a PR stunt, but I still have to show you because you don't see it every day. Visionary Bitcoin creator Satoshi Nakamoto to reveal identity. And I'm calling BS on this, by the way. I think this is just a PR stunt. But they do have enough detail in here that I have to cover it. After a decade of anonymity, Satoshi Nakamoto will break his silence in part 1 of his My Reveal Sunday, August 14th. So this is 4 p.m. tomorrow, okay? On the Satoshi Nakamoto Renaissance Holdings website, which is right here. Now, the first red flag is when you click on this website, they're trying to collect your email address. Okay, so that's red flag number 1. Then the other thing that they're promoting here is this Ivy Macklemore, which is a PR company. So this reeks of PR stunt. And so if that's what it is, and they're all being disingenuous here, then go give these guys a hard time about doing this, because these are the guys behind it at Ivy Macklemore. So if this is all bull at 4 p.m. tomorrow, then go give Ivy Macklemore as hard of a time as possible, because they deserve it if this is just a PR stunt. Okay, got this from Ferdy at XRP Twin. I wanted to show you this for 2 reasons. It's kind of funny, but the other thing is I wanted to show you that these are the kind of scams that go on constantly. Hello, my name is Brad Garlinghouse, but you can call me Josephine. So this is a fake Brad Garlinghouse Twitter handle, where the actual thing is Josephine Baudet or whatever. Ripple has come a long way in the past year, and we couldn't do it without you. XRP continues to be a key player in the blockchain ecosystem. To celebrate the global power of Ripple, we are initiating the semi-annual 10 million XRP airdrop to Ripple users. Now this is a typical scam, folks, that you see. Ripple's not giving away XRP to all of us or anything like that. The way this usually happens is somebody that's a significant XRP community member will tweet something out, and then these scam artists will come in and they will reply with something like this. They'll try to make themselves look like a prominent member of the community, like Brad Garlinghouse, or sometimes it'll be a YouTuber, sometimes it'll be a major Twitter person or whatever. And then what they're trying to do is get you to send them some XRP, and then they claim they're going to send you a larger amount of XRP back. And what they do is they say, send us XRP because we need to know what your address is, and then we'll send you some back, or something like that. Anyway, these people ought to be ashamed of themselves, but they're obviously not. Okay. And this is something from Diane B at Living with Passion. Remember when I've mentioned several times bank holidays. This particular thing right here, I don't think your bank holidays, when they're actually declared, are going to be done like this. But she makes a really good point. I believe when they do it, it's going to be like, sorry, we've decided we're going to declare a bank holiday, and you're not going to be able to come get your money this weekend or Friday or whatever. And boom, when you see this happen, go ahead and if you've got digital assets on a Ledger Nano S, when this type of thing starts to happen as a result of financial crisis, it'll be fun looking at CoinMarketCap. I'll put it that way. Okay, X-Men XRP at XRP33 sent me this one. This is a great. This is a great tweet here. The Wolf of all streets. The Bakkt news is arguably the most bullish event for institutional investors in the history of Bitcoin. Physically delivered futures require the holder to either produce actual Bitcoin or take delivery from the exchange, backed by the New York Stock Exchange. We are maturing. The futures contracts are either cash settled or physically delivered. Futures contracts that are physically delivered require the holder to either produce the Bitcoin or take delivery from the exchange. Futures contracts that are cash settled are not deliverable, and a simple debit or credit is issued when the contract expires. Previous Bitcoin futures offerings have been cash settled. Physically delivered futures require the actual purchase of Bitcoin. Huge. All right, I'm not going to go through any more of that. You kind of get the point. They're going to have to remember. This is literally the New York Stock Exchange that is jumping in the game. Think about all of the investors that these people have in their camp, and there's only 21 million Bitcoin. This is going to be a monster, and it doesn't have to happen overnight. The point is that it's happening. And the crypto utility guy, who is off of his break, comes back and he says, "Bakkt to the future. We better set the date to 23rd September 2019. Nostro accounts, where we're going, we don't need Nostro accounts." And isn't that right? Okay, I had to show you this. These people are really funny, and XRP Steve, I believe, I think he's the husband. Yeah, he's Blockchain's, who's Ripple Red. He's her husband. Well, he sent me this at XRP Steve. There's apparently a lip sync competition going on now. XRP Steve and his wife, they're always doing these things. I apologize, XRP community, XRP, all in good fun, tongue-in-cheek. Thanks for putting me up to this. This is the guy that they're kind of competing with, XRP Tony Stark. I thought I already did follow him. I do now. Please laugh and don't take it seriously. I'm really not precious. So this is her. This is hers, and then XRP. And you can go watch this. And then I went into his feed over on XRP Tony Stark, and Merry Christmas Blockchain. So he is. It looks like a challenge of sorts to me. So, but all these people make me laugh. I think it's hilarious. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and family that I did get my pizza. I just got it late. Thank you for listening.